Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Barak Kadash. All praises, honor, glory, love, respect, faith, and power, and trust, and all credit to my Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and my Heavenly Big Brother, Yahweh Shah. Thank you so much for what you've done, what you're doing, and what you're going to do. Double honors to your apostles and elders and bishops of GMS, Great Millstone, who I learned from, and all the men scattered all over the world, teaching this truth and none but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Bashim Awashah. Trying to put a spiritual bug in you Hebrew Israelites' ears, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and you speckled birds. And what is a speckled bird? That'd be a Hebrew Israelite that look like some of the heathen nations, like for example, a Hebrew Israelite that looks like a so-called white person, or so-called Chinese person, etc., etc. Got some videos lined up about surveillance and AI data centers and all this shit leading to the beast system being set up with also the chip implant that's needed for every human being here in America to all over the world. Anyway, I'm gonna play these videos. I'm gonna get into the scripture my best ability, say whatever I gotta say through spirit and power. Yahweh by Shema Shah, the Holy Spirit, the Krahak, the Dash, Lord, will it be? I'm gonna get it.
Is your car spying on you? Here's how to check. You see, I just purchased a Toyota 4Runner after 18 years of driving a Honda Element. It was like a brick phone on wheels, but now I'm driving a smartphone with all kinds of tracking technology. So the first thing I did before even leaving the dealership was turn off as much data collection as possible. I downloaded the manufacturer's app, entered my VIN, and then declined all connected services features. These wirelessly transmit my location and vehicle health to Toyota. Then I went to vehicleprivacyreport.com, entered my VIN, and I about died when I saw all the tracking still on my car. My 4Runner collects identifiers like my name, mailing address, email, and demographic info. It also collects biometrics, including my geolocation, driver's license, and financial info. And I learned my car not only tracks my data, it sells it too. My car sells information to affiliates like sponsors, partners, and advertisers. It shares my data with service providers and its affiliated insurance company, but only if I've provided consent, which I don't remember doing. And finally, it should come as a surprise to no one that car companies will share your data with the government when legally obligated to do so. So I opted out of targeted advertising, the sharing or selling of my data, and any marketing communications. Now check your car's privacy and let me know.
Yeah, even if you do turn off that shit, they still gonna be spying on your ass. Anyway.
Sparkling Ice Flavor Labs, Dallas.
Yeah, you don't need to goddamn spy on your ass regardless. You think you safe, and please.
And you thought they just wanted to read your license plate and track your time and location. Have you not stopped to ask yourself why the sudden push for all these massive data centers? A 40,000 square acre facility? Really? Just because you think they want to help you build a better resume, produce your own movies, and generate eye-catching memes? You really think they're building these technological behemoths to benefit us, do ya? Well, maybe we need to discuss the Signal Trace Intelligence System. Because according to its company's creator, Leonardo, they don't want to just track your license plate and find out if your registration's up to date and if you got plenty of insurance for that next accident. They want to suck you dry of all the information that's aboard that vehicle at that location, at that time, and for their benefit, not yours. Most people haven't even heard of this major surveillance technology provider called Leonardo through its US ELSAG or LSAG division. It's upgrading automatic license plate readers or ALPRs with sensors that do far more than just photograph your plate, check insurance and registration status, or flag vehicles. This new system called Signal Trace passively sweeps up unique identifiers from mobile phones, Bluetooth wearables like your smartwatch, fitness tracker, or wireless headphones, even your vehicle system like your tire pressure sensors, your infotainment console, your playlist, your navigation history. This technological vacuum cleaner even sucks up your Wi-Fi hotspots. And maybe Fido's on board your car while you're traveling from place to place. Well, they're going to collect your pet's data too, because if they have an RFID tag, like pet microchip.
Oh, I was just thinking about that. I was like, yeah, what about the chip implant? Yeah, and for the pets. But soon they're going to be chip implants for the human. Shit.
And even key cards, well, they're getting that information too. This turns roadside ALPR cameras, which are already ubiquitous across the US on poles, patrol cars, and fixed locations, into sophisticated people tracking nodes. They don't want to just track your car. They don't want to just read your license plate. They want to know who's in your car with you at all times. And by correlating devices that, quote, regularly travel together, according to their website, with a specific license plate and timestamp, Signal Trace builds a persistent electronic fingerprint for vehicles and their occupants. Just take a look at Leonardo's own website and we'll get it straight from the horse's mouth. Identify suspects. Did you know you're a suspect to Leonardo and to law enforcement agencies all across the nation?
Yeah, they'll sell this shit as like something to keep you safe. Something to keep you safe and in the street, secured from bad guys like you know, like everybody.
Through the electronic devices they carry. Signal Trace is an advanced signal intelligence system that enhances traditional ALPR capabilities by detecting and correlating nearby electronic devices with vehicles of interest. And this isn't just for vehicles. If you're walking down the street, you come close to one of these cameras or readers and you're within range, they're going to extract your data, facial recognition, gait recognition technology, the kind of clothing you wear, where you were, when you were there. It bridges license plate recognition data with sensor captured device identifiers such as those from mobile phones, Bluetooth wearables, and vehicle systems to create a unique, trackable electronic fingerprint for investigative use. This means they're treating us all as suspects, and we, as suspects, are going to be surveilled by Signal Trace's systems, and it's going to be fed to a law enforcement database. If they suspect you might be suspicious, they reserve the right to treat you as a criminal. When multiple devices consistently move together within a vehicle, Signal Trace's algorithms link them to that vehicle's license plate and timestamp location data. This correlation provides investigators with another layer of actionable intelligence, even if a suspect changes or removes the plate. Remove the plate, no problem, we still got you. Oh, and it's secure, non-intrusive intelligence gathering. Signal Trace captures only publicly broadcast device frequency activity. I find that hard to believe, and it almost seems like they went out of their way to say this to throw people off the scent of the possibility that the opposite might be true. Maybe it captures private device frequency activity as well. It does not decrypt or store any content from devices or communications. Of course, we don't have that kind of technology, and even if we did, we wouldn't be doing that. It functions like a license plate reader by capturing identifiers without accessing personal or message data. That is BS. Here's how it works. It captures license plate, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, wireless, AirPods, what's on your device's onboard computer, including your tire pressure. Hey, maybe your oxygen sensor is going out. Maybe you modified your electronic vehicle in some way and it's illegal, and the authorities will be alerted for that. Maybe you've got a playlist that they don't approve of. Maybe you're listening to political shows that they might want to ding you for.
Yeah, like you might be listening to the Black Hebrew Israelites. Yeah, you could be listening to the Black Hebrew Israelite. Well, as long as you listen to IUIC, it's alright. And ICPK, or nah, they still, they don't like them niggas either, even though they're bought and paid for. But nah, when it comes to who they really don't like is the GMS Great Millstone. So, they definitely don't like them. I mean, any man who's speaking truth. Especially when exposing Esau, so-called white man, but he ain't white, he's raised as a baby dick sucking Jewish faggot nigger. Amalek.
On your social credit score when that gets implemented. Maybe you have a heart condition and it's recorded on your watch, or you're not sleeping properly, so that sends a message to your car. Maybe you shouldn't operate today until he gets a good night's sleep, according to his watch. And then God knows what they have access to on your cell phone. It says it works seamlessly with LSAG Enterprise Operations Center to integrate device data with ALPR intelligence, identify suspects by the unique mix of devices they carry. Or
God damn, all these devices just, it's nothing new. They all telling on you. Or really, you just telling on yourself.
Use links devices that regularly travel together, correlating them to license.
But baby, this is just showing you these niggas. Esau want to be omnipotent. He want to be a god. He want to hear everything, see everything. He want to know how you feel. What's your thoughts? All this shit. Man, he wants a chip. He want a chip inside you. We gotta get out of here. I'm gonna stop the video right here.
So they know who you.
I'm gonna stop the video right here, and I'm gonna move on to the next video. The next one probably gonna talk about the same shit, but I'm gonna play it anyway.
Okay, so the first story that I wanted to talk about today was this piece in 404 about cops continually using flock surveillance cameras to stalk people. The thing about surveillance tech is that anytime a police officer gets access to it, I promise you, they're gonna use it to stalk
Most of them niggas are psychopaths.
somebody in their lives. Not every time, of course. I should say not every police officer, but anytime police, as a whole, get access to it, a certain amount of officers will be using it to stalk their ex-wives or girlfriends, and it is usually men, so yeah. And, so anyway, there have been more than a dozen cases around the country where police have used Flock to obsessively and illegally stalk people. This is unsurprising to me just because of the amount of information you can harvest from Flock. But I'll sort of just go through the 404 article right now. They talk about for months during the summer of 2024, Jamaris Brown, an Orange City police officer, ran his ex-girlfriend's license plate through the Flock automated license plate reader to at least 69 times. He searched for the license plate belonging to her mom at least 24 times. He searched for the license plate belonging to her dad at least 15 times. Brown's searches were happening so often and were so commonplace that one of his colleagues noticed Brown researching his ex-girlfriend's whereabouts while the law enforcement officers sat in their police cruisers. Oh my God, he's just doing it in 4K in front of his colleagues. This is so wild to me.
Yes, you want to make sure the bitch is faithful. Hell, now these days, these hoes ain't loyal. But then again, this nigga just probably obsessed as fuck.
So Flock's
He probably an Edomite. Yeah, the nigga like, hey, she could be dealing with I'm not never. I don't know. Anyway.
automated license plate readers.
You know how Esau be so insecure, and once this nigga got the power to see things and hear things, and you don't know if he watching you or listening to you, and shit, this nigga willing to do anything. He got that kind of power.
They're technically just meant to document the license plates of any sort of car going by, but they're able to harvest more and more information, and we're going to be talking about that later as well, the other information they can harvest. But even if they could only harvest license plates, this shows why that's still bad and how that can still be abused. That can still be abused. It sounds like Brown told King that he believed his ex was lying about her whereabouts. First of all, she's your ex. She can lie to you all day long.
Hold on. Wait a minute now. No. She can't. That fucking she's a feminist. Just let you know that. She can't lie to her man. I don't give a fuck if it's an Israelite. Of course, I don't give a fuck if it was a damn heathen. How dare you lie to your husband? You better be honest and truthful to your husband. That's why, I can see why he using that Flock shit. Like I said earlier, you can't trust these hoes.
Day if she wants.
These hoes ain't loyal. Oh, this is wicked. I got freedom, liberty. Shit.
That's absolutely.
And then he find out you doing something you don't supposed to be doing. You with somebody you don't supposed to be with, and he gonna probably end up killing your ass.
Crazy. She told Jamaris she was at her house with her mother, but Jamaris knew for a fact that she was not.
Jamaris. I think that's a Jake. I thought it'd be a Edomite. A psycho Edomite. No, probably a psycho Jake.
Not. When questioned by Officer King as to how he knew for a fact she was lying, Jamaris said he used the Flock system.
And then you got, Jamaris King. Yeah, that's a Jake.
And saw that her vehicle was elsewhere. Jamaris then asked Officer King if he wanted to join him on a stakeout to
there's somebody else. There's another guy named King. He could be a Jake too.
See where her vehicle was located. This is so awful. Also, this guy sounds controlling already. So even when they were dating, he would constantly require her to be on FaceTime or be on the phone with him. He would control aspects of her life, such as the amount of makeup that she would wear, the length of her fingernails. This man sounds terrible. And of course,
hey man, he a man that got options, man. He got to have options on the woman or features. You got to throw features in this woman. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to be like that. I don't want you to be having no damn long ass fucking claws and shit. No, fuck that. Wear less makeup, yeah. I want your ass having a 1 pound of fucking clay on your face. Shit. A bunch of goop on your face. Shit.
these are the people that they
give your skin some air to breathe,
allowed to be police officers.
Alright, since the ad came out, this video gonna have me talking a lot. So I'm gonna end it there. And she talking about get a woman some space and whatever. Yeah. Shit. I mean, motherfuckers using this shit for the wrong reasons. Definitely Esau. Shit, let's get to the next one.
You've done it all. You're using a VPN, you're paying for Delete Me, you're even using an encrypted email service. All with the promise of making your digital whereabouts unknown and eliminating your online footprint. These companies are selling you the idea that you are completely anonymous. And yet, I am able to purchase data that would lead me directly back to you, all without breaking the law. Today, I'm going to expose how your data is collected, how companies and law enforcement can buy your data, and an organization that surveils your every move. They know where you live, where you work, your pattern of life. By visiting a website, Your digital identity is being sold without your knowledge, but how? So we have NBC News right here on Google Chrome. Gas prices fall below $4 for the first time since March. I have not checked the gas prices today, but seems unlikely. So we are here. You see this ad? Here's the scoop. The scoop. Now, NBC has dedicated their website real estate to be filled with ads because they need companies to pay for ad space to pay for their website. So normally when you load a web page on a browser, such as Chrome, which is what I had used for this demonstration, you get ads. So we go into Inspect, into the Network tab, and this is all the stuff that is being loaded on this web page at this time. If you search location in the search field, and this URL, you go to this URL, and it outputs your location in JSON. And if you look up OneTrust, this is their custom geolocation integration. So this leverages Cloudflare to perform a reverse IP lookup that will return the general location of the user. So this embedded cookie into this website pulls my geolocation from my IP. So that is how they track your location within a website. But what information can they get out of you from the ads? You can see down here it says auction price. This is NBC selling ad space on their website via an auction. Different companies bid on ad space on this website in real time. And if your data matches the ideal customer profile that they're looking for, then they win the bid and their ad is shown. So when you search pre-bid, you can actually see all of the bidders that are bidding on the ad space for this website. And all of these are usually just ad placement companies. And these advertising companies have companies that they work with that help with the auction and the bidding and the ad placements and things like that. Now these bids are meant for advertisers to bid on website real estate to get their ad shown. But data brokers also tap into this bid stream where all of your personal data is being shown to advertisers. It is also being harvested by data brokers. So data brokers can link your online activity via an ad ID. This would be my ad ID or my creative ID. It can go by both. And with this, it shows my computer's IP address, my device type, my user agent, my location, all packaged within this winning bid. Now, the goal of an ad ID is to build a profile about you across all of the websites that you visit. So how do we go from posting my funny memes to our every move being tracked by law enforcement? Now, if you've ever seen the Do Not Track pop-up on your iPhone, that permits or denies third-party tracking, which comes with an ad ID. Because if your browser profile, for example, is saved on your computer, and then you have the same browser profile on your phone, everything's linked, you have the same ad ID, third-party tracking, all comes down to this ad ID. Now, since you share the same ad ID, it lets data brokers compare notes about you. Now, these bundles of data contain personal information, such as your location, which is very important for law enforcement, your birth year, your gender, and your search terms that you search on the internet. So I was doing some digging, and I found that this location data has been used against people. Top U.S. Catholic Church official resigns after cell phone data used to track him on Grindr and to gay bars. While the information is typically stripped of obviously identifying fields, like a user's name or phone number, it can contain everything from age and gender to device ID. It's possible for experts to de-anonymize some of this data and connect it to real people. No federal laws prohibit buying this data, which is true. So if a random Catholic church can out a priest and get him to resign based on his phone data and his ad ID, device ID data, what do you think law enforcement can do? Now this is Fog Data Science, and this is another one of those quote-unquote data analytics companies, which if you see data analytics companies, it means they just collect all data about you or buy it from data brokers and then aggregate it into a software to sell it to whoever. In this case, Fog's selling their data analytics to police. Now this is Fog's marketing materials and what they use to pitch themselves to law enforcement for law enforcement to buy them. So it says mobile device operating system manufacturers provide the capability for app developers to utilize a shared advertising ID from a smart device. That data is then collected and resold to marketing companies for consumer behavior analysis. App providers allow users the ability to opt out, which is the iPhone pop-up example. However, users typically accept and approve sharing by default. Now, they do this via their Reveal portal. Fog's Reveal portal is a simple interface that integrates easily into the investigative workflow, and it helps in identifying possibly involved individuals to include their timelines, travels, last known geographical locations, and patterns of life. Worldwide geolocation lookups on people based on advertiser IDs and third-party tracking, which basically everyone has enabled, and you do not need a warrant to look any of this up. You can just look it up. Now, you may be asking yourself, this sounds like a major privacy violation worldwide. Why isn't this illegal? Well, there is a legal loophole.
Well, shit, the earth was given to the hands of the wicked, so they gonna do what the fuck they wanna do. Shit, and you say they making law, man, get the fuck out of here. They don't go by their own rules. The rules they make, they break. They don't give a fuck about the rules. You just better not break them and obey them rules. But they okay.
The US Supreme Court ruled that police would need a warrant to access
Oh shit.
historical or current geolocations from cell phone companies, basically people's phones. But this does not apply to people buying data from data brokers, and in this case, it does not apply to Fog, because their company buys data from data brokers and then they sell their software to police. And our legal system does nothing to prevent this. So what can you do about it right now? Disable
Seek Yahweh Shema Shah and pray and repent.
data sharing on your phone.
All that other shit, I don't know.
You can disable ad tracking
Yeah, that won't do nothing. That won't do a damn thing.
and the mobile ad ID.
They want to make it seem like you got peace of mind now. You have control and power. And shit, that's a lie. These niggas still gonna track you. Just like the first video I played. The girl talking about she disabled all that shit on the Toyota app and now she's free to roam around wherever she go. And I'm like, nigga, please. At least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. Don't fall for that shit. I mean, you can do all that shit and have you be thinking that the shit is disabled, but then you'll be thinking, is that really true that it's disabled? No, it never was disabled. Anyway,
on your phone settings. If you see the app pop up on your phone, always click Ask App Not to Track, unless it's for like maps, which you need geolocation for that. So hopefully this brings more awareness.
that ain't gonna do a damn thing. Damn, Esau's such a nosy nigger. Amalek too.
The liberals just snuck through one of the creepiest surveillance bills in years and then called you crazy for noticing.
Well, it used to be the conservatives were the law and order party. What it has met from the conservatives is this wall of conspiracy theory, frankly, paranoia. I hope that, you know, the conspiracies and the tinfoil hats are something that will fade away over time.
And see how they insult people, cause you're concerned about something, your well-being, and they're like, how dare you be concerned about us watching over you and listening to your conversations? You're crazy. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me listening to your conversations and watching what you do? I should have a right to do so. You crazy. Anyway.
And there it is. Their own
Yeah.
House leader just mocked anyone worried about Bill C-22 as a paranoid conspiracy nut in a tinfoil hat. Let that sink in for a second. Because while McKinnon was busy smearing critics, the liberals were busy ramming Bill C-22, the so-called Lawful Access Act, through the House of Commons, with almost no debate, no real discussion, and no recorded vote on the bill itself. Michael Geist is calling it midnight madness, and he's not exaggerating.
And just let you know, when he said the liberals, the other side, they're down for it too. So shut that shit up with that political shit. Fuck it, it's a left side or a right side, they all down for it. You're gonna have some people that's not down for it, but then the majority of them gonna be down for it. And the reason why, because it'll help them make money, and they can have more control over your ass. Shit.
They forced the committee to sit past midnight, shut down clause-by-clause study, blocked new amendments, and then bundled the whole thing into one big motion in the House so MPs could race home for summer. With no proper scrutiny, no recorded vote, they just rammed it through while Canadians slept. And what exactly does this bill do? It forces electronic service providers, your phone companies, apps and internet providers to retain your metadata and build technical capabilities into their systems so that the government could access your data more easily. And even with the minor last-minute amendments, the core surveillance framework remains. Major tech companies are sounding the alarm loud and clear. Apple's senior privacy director said that the bill would force them to break encryption, and they will never do that. Signal warned that it would turn everyday tools Canadians rely on into a sprawling, insecure surveillance apparatus. Shopify called it a potential death blow to Canadian tech viability. Google says it goes well beyond what other G7 countries have, and Meta, NordVPN, DuckDuckGo, ExpressVPN, Proton, and Windscribe are all warning that this creates security vulnerabilities. It could force back doors and might drive companies out of Canada or force them to limit services here. These aren't tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists. These are the biggest names in tech and privacy, telling you exactly what this bill threatens. But instead of answering those concerns, the Liberals do what they always do: attack the people raising them, call them paranoid, call them conspiracy theorists. Meanwhile, they're the ones passing surveillance legislation in the middle of the night with...
And hey, the other side, they do the same damn thing too. Like, look over here in America. There ain't no liberals pushing this shit. It's Republicans pushing all this AI data centers and it doesn't matter which side. That's why I get into the people. I mean, these people fucking think this shit. I can't even get my words together, bro. It's absolutely mind-boggling how these people actually believe that it's all about a vote. It's all about choosing sides. Well, if it's about choosing sides, I choose Yahweh Shema Shah. Fuck these motherfuckers on that's left or right, because these niggas are anyway. Let me let the video play. I'm tired, man. I'm so fucking tired.
No real debate. Classic deflection. Bill C-22 is now heading to the Senate in the fall. So this fight isn't over. For my more in-depth analysis of this bill, make sure you watch my video report, Bill C-22 is the surveillance state upgrade I've been warning about. I'll include a link for that in the description below. So if you care about privacy, if you don't want the government building a back door into your digital life, make some noise and share this video far and wide. Because...
whatever. Anyway, next up is gonna be them chip implants. That's gonna be the real big talk of the town. Heck yeah.
Why do we wake up? Because we're up.
If you wait to feel ready, you're never gonna start. So start how you can.
This is Doug Fergus, and this is his backyard. Last year, this high voltage power line next to him took out a quarter of it.
We found this place that we love, and then within a year, we're told it's going to be changed totally. And we just felt like a punch in the gut.
AI data centers are coming to Georgia, and they need a lot of electricity. New power lines are going up.
I always hear that same story. They found a dream home, a dream location, and then all of a sudden, a year or maybe a couple years later, shit like this happens. Well, this been built up, but they talking about adding more material into their backyard and over their property and whatever.
To feed them, sometimes in people's backyards, whether they like it or not. Nearly 400 trees were cut down to make
these damn lines.
Make way for this power line on Doug's property.
It was solid trees like that, all the way up to here. And now we have this, unobstructed view of this new monstrosity.
The state's biggest utility company, Georgia Power, says it offers fair compensation to homeowners when it needs to build infrastructure on their properties. But many residents say the offers they receive don't cover the property value they will lose from having a power line built in their backyard.
How's it going?
Good. Jeeba. Let's see what the House of the Lord got to say. What the fuck is this?
It's Wednesday night. 24 local residents are meeting at a church to discuss another high-voltage transmission line that will soon cut through their backyards.
Chose the properties that we live on because of the quality that the property offered us. It is not about dirt and grass. It is about the whole property.
Some of them would move, but they say offers Georgia Power has made aren't enough to start over again somewhere else.
What if in a year or two from now, they're going to come and start another line? Because all those data centers, how do we know?
To me personally, I need replacement value. I don't want a penny over. I want my dream here to have my dream here.
The statewide power line expansion will deliver about 10 gigawatts of new energy, enough to power twice the number of homes currently in the state of Georgia. 80% of it will go to data centers.
We have seen a lot of growth come in the state. Much of it
Here she go.
Is data centers. And it's not only the hyperscalers and the data centers, it's the manufacturers, it's industrial, it's commercial, it's also residential.
To meet that demand, many more transmission lines are needed. In 2019, Georgia Power's 10-year plan called for 24 miles of new power lines. Last year, that number ballooned to 1,065 miles.
This infrastructure is actually benefiting all the surrounding communities.
Yeah, well, if that's the case, why do people complaining?
Communities. It will make anything through a storm and day-to-day more resilient, more reliable because of these large load.
Yeah, she's just getting a paycheck.
Users coming to our state.
There's a lot of pressure to bring this new energy online very quickly because states are currently competing for the opportunity to attract these data centers, even though the financial benefits of them for the state has not actually yet borne fruit.
I feel like we can't really plan for the future. We don't know where we're going to live in a year.
Rachel Mesk's family bought their home 4 years ago.
We definitely bought this house for the backyard. We just knew there was going to be enough room for chickens.
Yeah, they're trying to live a sustainable life. Shit.
Chickens, for a garden, for fruit trees.
Now, Georgia Power wants to use half of Rachel's backyard for a transmission line and is offering her $57,000.
It's a lot of money to us.
That's it? And that power line breaks and catch shit on fire and all that stuff, you know. You better make a payment. Shit, $50,000. How about $50,000 a year, nigga? More than that, about $50,000 a month.
Us, it would be a lot of money to, I think, any regular person. But it isn't enough money to cover the damage to our property value that this will cause.
During their negotiations over compensation, Rachel said representatives from the company discussed using eminent domain to take her land. Eminent domain gives utility companies power to seize private property for public use.
Let me go ahead and read this. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. I didn't know when I was going to read it, but good time to do it now. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. They can just do whatever they want to do. And they cover fields and take them by violence, and houses. They can always resort to just straight up beating you up, threatening your life and shit. But in this case, they can legally take your property away. And they're doing this to a family of Edomites. Man, you usually hear this from a Jake. They usually be terrorizing and bullying a Jake family. Nope, it's an Edomite family. Yeah, they don't give a fuck about your own people. And houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man at his house, even a man in his heritage. They're oppressing their own people. Man, oh well.
Without the owner's consent, if they pay fair compensation determined by the courts.
Eminent domain is always
Man,
a last resort for our company. In fact, we use it less than 1% of the time.
that's a fucking lie. 1% means 70%. That's a fucking lie, bitch. Get your ass out here, you lying bitch.
It feels like the only option.
From these power companies to transit, from MARTA, they do that shit a whole lot, nigga. Get the fuck out of here. When they want to build new roads and shit, y'all ass got to go.
Is to reach a settlement with that.
The little said, I mean, there'll be eminent domain regardless how much they pay you. They won't even have to pay you shit. They just go and take it.
And I don't really see what leverage the average person has in that situation.
And then when they give you a little, if they need that whole property, and that house got to go, what they gonna give you? What they gonna give you? $50,000? And I'm like, houses now today, a house like this, I don't know how much. I'll say it was $350,000 5 years ago. This whole property was $350,000 5 years ago. Now the shit is probably $500,000 for all that. And what the fuck, $50,000? They wanted, what the hell they going? Anyway, they got to sell. Well, they can't sell the property because who's gonna move in? Because they got to get rid of the house. I'm just saying. Anyway, let me get back to the video. The video almost over with.
Before the polls went in, it was such a wonderful country, laid-back feel, rolling green grass landscape, and now
now you got atrocities being built. Shit, that sucks up, destroys the land, and the air generates too much heat in the atmosphere or whatever, and poison the water, and it uses up water. It uses up a lot of electricity, and then the bill, you got to flip the bill.
it's like we're like inside an electric transfer station. It doesn't feel like...
I'm talking about data centers, but yeah, this shit too. You gotta live so close to this shit. Hell, I got that. Well, I don't live that close to those transmission lines. They're like at least a quarter. No, they're like a half a mile away from my house. Actually, about a mile away from my house. But I don't want to see that shit in my backyard. Hell no, not directly.
Home anymore.
Doug reached a settlement with Georgia Power after more than a year of negotiating. He used that compensation to pay down half of his mortgage, but is reconsidering where to live at.
Half of his mortgage. Oh shit, I'm clicking on the wrong damn video. Well, this video's about over in. Now I gotta go back to my playlist. Yeah, that video's over.
This is a warning to all free people around the world. While you've been scrolling through your feeds and distracted by the latest outrage, the real power brokers have been meeting behind closed doors. And the global elite aren't just meeting in secret once a year at Bilderberg. They've built their own private version where they will shape policy, wars, economies, and control mechanisms behind closed doors. So today, I'm pulling back the curtain on one of their most secretive operations. They call it dialogue.
Should I even play this? Nah, I ain't gonna play this. Well, it's already saved. I'm gonna move this into something else. I just got another video talking about secret societies and such. Let me see. I'm going to play. Let me play this last one.
So you're paying more for electricity every month, and it's not because it's you, it's because a massive data center is moving in down the road. We have people that are losing their homes. We have people that do not have clean water anymore. We have cities that are going to be running out of water. What is going on? Why are there so many massive data centers popping up all over the country? I cover this on the channel pretty often, so make sure you are subscribed to always see what's going on. But let's go ahead and check out some clips of what people are currently going through right now that have data centers moving into their area, or people that are even working on building these massive facilities.
So basically, the government has granted an emergency order for data centers to tie into the main electrical grid across most of the Midwest and the coast. And they've also, in that emergency order, granted them to run diesel generators 24 hours a day. With us having a diesel shortage already, because we're not getting any fuel in from the war, that means that they are digging into the supply that is already dwindling. So yes, 8 to 12 weeks, if nothing else changes, we most likely run out of diesel. Or at least the oil is needed to create it. There's more to this, but obviously I gotta get back to work. My break's up, so I will see you guys soon. I would not freak out about this. I'd just start learning how to grow your own food, if anything. Kind of like we do. Problem is it's not.
At University of Phoenix, your tuition rate is locked in from the day you enroll until you graduate, so you always know what to expect.
This is the 10-cup Brita pitcher. It comes with the Elite filter. Elite filters are certified to reduce.
Grown yet.
So Georgia's just going to be one big data center. You guys, that is not one data center. That number right there is how many are right here. Also, I just found out that data centers don't even have to legally report how much water they use. Just when you think it can't get any worse, Georgia Power is taking people's property and homes through eminent domain to expand their high voltage.
Taking it out, yeah, pressing a man in his house.
Voltage power lines to support
taking shit.
These data centers. Now, the lovely interns at Science for Georgia have made some interactive maps. The black spots.
So it's gonna get. I don't know when it's gonna be, but sedition among men. Niggas like these governors and shit, and these mayors in these cities or whoever, these people that's running these cities and these counties, they gonna be the target. Oh yeah. Oh, that's another thing too. When they talking about data centers being targeted by citizens because they feel like what's the nigga name, Larry Flink and shit, well, they might not be focused on the data centers much. They probably end up being more focused in those the people who allow the data centers to come in, the ones who got paid off, and then they go after the data centers. I just speaking as a man, I'm not advocating violence or going to destroy property, doing what they call terroristic acts and such. I'm just speaking as a man. That's it. That's all.
Our current data centers. The orange ones are ones that are coming. Look at the numbers just in this area. So these are the current operational estimates for water usage in Georgia. Now, why is this an estimate? Oh yeah, that's right, because they don't legally have to report how much water they're using. However, Senator Durbin out of Illinois has proposed this Water and Energy Transparency Act. The data centers would need to report their energy and water use, and this was just introduced in March. But then I was like, aren't they paying for water by the gallon? They are, and in fact, usually at a much lower rate than you and I. They negotiate rates.
Well, goddamn. What the charge? $10.80. Hold on, wait. For example, a negotiate deal in whatever Mesa, Arizona allows Google to pay $6.08 per 1,000 gallons. whereas local residents were charged. See, this is some bullshit. Hey man, that's what happens when the earth is given in the hands of the wicked, or when the wicked bear fruit, the people mourn, and they paying a whole lot more. And shit.
Google, for example, paid $6.08 per 1,000 gallons, whereas the locals were paying $10.80 per 1,000 gallons. But just because they're paying for it doesn't mean they have to report it. Now, Project Sale, the 829-acre data center that is coming to Coweta County, Georgia, Georgia Power is set to demolish 2230 homes because they need to expand the power line. And they are doing this through eminent domain, which is the government's right to
go and take shit. And a lot of them gonna be Edomites. Your own country is failing you. Your own country is failing y'all people. But then you want to take your anger and point the blame at so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Indians. And I'm like, bitch, what the fuck we got to do with this shit? Anyway.
Take your property if they need it for public use. And in this case, Georgia Power is a public use company. Now, they have to give these people fair market value for their homes and properties. From what I've heard, Georgia Power is not trying to do that.
Hell no. And listen, damn, 63 point, I guess, 9 decibels. I'm surprised bugs are flying through this. You can see the bugs flying through the camera. I think I seen a bird. Shit, they probably flying away. They flew over here and they like, shit, let me get the hell on out of here.
58, 59s to 60s.
So you mean to tell me that in Utah, they're restricting water supply to homesteaders that literally live off their land. They have to water their crops. They need water for, showers and cooking and everything else. They need water for their animals, and they're limiting their water supply. But in the same state, they just approved a 40,000-acre AI data center by Kevin O'Leary in the same state that they're limiting water supply to people that are growing their own crops. And then now, guess what else? Palantir and USDA just partnered for $300 million for a contract so they can control the food. They can make sure that the food is okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
Every meal with Hidden Valley Ranch. Get these recipes and more at
Hidden. I'll tell you, man, this ain't the place to be, man. Micah chapter 2, verse I'll start with 9. The women of my people have you cast out of their pleasant houses. From their children have you taken away my glory forever. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. Place destroy you spiritually, mentally, and physically. It's not worth it, man, to love this country or this fucking world. This place sucks, man. And what makes it sucks is that the people that's ruling this world, they don't do shit right. They just fuck up things. They doing things for their pleasure, and they try to reach a godlike status by doing all this destruction. It takes so much destruction just for them. Anyway, I'm tired. Let me get back to the video. Let me see how much time I got. 43 minutes. Cool.
Valley.com.
Living with schizophrenia, I was questioning what was real
You got demons.
and what wasn't.
That nigga got some demons and good shit.
You ever notice they never build data centers where rich people live? And that should tell you everything that you need to know. Because if data centers were so amazing and quiet and safe for the environment, rich people would be fighting to get them in their neighborhoods. But they're not. Now, America already had about 4,000 data centers. And at the end of 2025, they were already either planning in the process of constructing an additional 3,000 data centers. But funny how they're not popping up next to gated communities. Golf courses, waterfront mansions. No, they show up near regular people. Because see, data centers bring noise. They use massive amounts of water. And they drive up electricity costs.
And bring the heat, builds up heat, and the vibration of it. You want to go deeper than that. I mean, of course the noise, but something about that energy it puts off. I don't know. It drains you.
And so while they're building all these data centers in your backyard, they're also replacing jobs with automation powered by those data centers. So the next time a local official comes to you talking about a data center, ask them one simple question. If it's so great, why aren't rich people volunteering for it to be next to them?
Why do data centers need clean water? Why is it raising my electricity bill? It's come to my attention a lot of people don't actually know how data centers work. So let me explain to you top down how this is affecting you, the environment, and your wallet. For starters, you need to know that the internet is not something that's invisible, like a cloud that's floating in the air. Every single message you send on Facebook, every Google search, every generative AI slop picture you make has
I just don't get it, man. I think what it is just Americans are fucking, they garbage, boy. You people act all tuck and, man. I mean, seriously. The bigger the number, the more this shit wouldn't be happening. But hey, no, I'll take that back. It's all about the Lord. The Lord controlling these people. Yeah. It's just, you know, sometimes it come across your mind, be like, how are these people allowing this shit to happen? It's Yahweh Shema Shah. He's controlling the minds of all you people. Boy, that shows you people ain't got no free will. Because if you had free will, you would not accept this. But no, the Lord is hey, you people are wrong. Anyway.
Tangible physical server that is in a warehouse that's called a data center. And this is what it looks like inside of a data center. It is a bunch of server blocks that are stacked on top of another that have CPUs, GPUs, TPUs, any sort of computer processing unit that accounts for you sending your Facebook message to your granny to make sure that she's okay every now and then. Here's where the water comes in. If you know anything about computers, maybe even your PS5, you've noticed, has gotten really hot and it starts to not work well. It's the same with computers and processing units and servers.
Yep, generate a lot of heat. You gotta have this laptop I got sitting on top of a gaming laptop fan. You can't put no regular ass, some rinky dink fan on this bitch. Nah, cause the bitches ain't made for shit. I don't even know. I'm like, for so many years people had gaming laptops and they used those rinky dink fans. I'm like, but now they got these big boy fans. They make a lot of noise. But they work though. And they shouldn't have been made. Well, they started selling it or making these things back, I'm gonna say about 3 or 4 years ago. They started building up more.
Essentially, these data centers, they run 24/7, 365, put out in
something like this shit gonna need water. It runs like you got some laptops or either desktops that have those what do they call it, water cooling setups. But they got the pipes running through the PC case and all that shit. I'm like, nigga, I don't want no shit like that. No, I don't want no water near no electrical devices. But they have to have shit like that set up to keep the systems cool. If they don't, then shit gonna start melting. Fucking CPUs gonna start to melt and but catch on fire or some shit.
Immense amount of energy and heat, and all that heat needs to be cooled down, which accounts for insane amount of HVAC, air conditioning, and water coolants. Essentially, they cool these units with cold water, and it has to be clean water. They'll cool them via tubing through the actual servers. They'll use a flat plate and inject it with clean water and cold water, or sometimes data centers will even submerge these servers into water, and it has to be clean. You can't take lake or ocean water and run that through servers or submerge servers in that because A, they could be corrosive, or B, they could have contaminants like algae, other foreign material, and it will cause those servers to physically deteriorate. It will make those servers not work, it will break them. So it has to be clean and treated. And a lot of people don't know this, but they treat this water with a lot of chemicals, biocides, and a lot of these companies will dump those chemical materials into the environment. And here's why AI data centers are raising your electricity bill. There was a difference before between social media data centers or regular infrastructure data centers that we have been using for years and years. AI is a whole other industry that we have implanted into our infrastructure. It is essentially adding hundreds more data centers for this new industry. And this is why your electricity bill is higher. Because these centers put out so much demand for electricity, which these towns are not equipped to handle, the electricity company has to build new power stations, new transformers, new electricity lines. They have to do all of this physical infrastructure infrastructure just to meet the demands of this data center. And that in turn goes back to your electricity bill. They need to pay for it somehow, which in turn they will just charge the customers more. So let's recap. It has to be your clean drinking water or the poor servers will be hurt. Our energy infrastructure is not ready for this brand new industry. And those chemical pollutants are in the environment, and the heat put off from these data centers is hurting the environment. All in all, I hope this helps you better understand why specifically this is not going to be good for us.
And it's all gonna lead to that chip implant. Building up the beast system. And this ain't just, and then I ain't never heard of any news about data centers being built in other countries. It's always in America, or not even in Canada. I don't hear anything about data centers being built in Canada. Like it isn't, that's all I hear about is data centers here in America, non-stop. But nowhere else around the world. But they are building them everywhere around the world. You just don't hear it on the news as much. On the internet or whatever. But anyway, this is leading to that chip implant. But Yahweh Shema Shah, while Esau thinking he gonna go forward with his plans, continue on, he's sadly mistaken. The Lord got different plans too. Job chapter 5 verse 12. He disappoint the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So the Lord is gonna throw a monkey wrench in their gears. Yep. And the gears gonna get binded up and thrown off track and break, and the teeth gonna break, and and that's gonna be it. Shit. And what it's gonna be with it, they're gonna use nuclear destruction to destroy all this shit. And I'm about tired of it. That's all I got to say and show, man. But I'm just giving you the update on what's going on. Where they got all this surveillance, the data center collecting, and it's basically going to be related to the beast system, where it's going to be tied in with your chip implant. But you don't want to take that shit. Damn, I just noticed why the leaves falling, and the leaves are already turning yellow. Well, it's like we've been getting rain, but it's only June, and the leaves are falling. I got an apple tree in the backyard. I don't know what kind of apple tree it is. The leaves have been falling off that bitch for about a month, and then some of the leaves are yellow. Shit, damn, this stuff ain't taking it. The vegetation is getting weak. This earth is being destroyed by this devil. It's just fucking everything up. That's why we need the Lord to get us out of here, man. No flesh be saved, man. Niggas putting all the data centers set up from here to there to down there everywhere. They talking about making little mini data centers in neighborhoods. Yeah. I don't know how big that shit gonna be. But I don't want it. But it don't fucking matter. It all gonna be destroyed. Let these devils get what they want, because it's gonna be destroyed anyway. Now, like I said, the Lord gonna disappoint them. The Lord gonna disappoint their devices of the crafty. So only thing I can tell you, man, seek the Lord by seeking His prophets and take heed to what to say, and try to build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh by Shema Shah, by praying Yahweh Shema Shah, praising Yahweh Shema Shah, worship Yahweh Shema Shah, fearing Yahweh Shema Shah, and repenting Yahweh Shema Shah. To all the men out there pushing this truth and nothing but the truth, in the name, spirit, and power, Yahweh Shema Shah. Keep on preaching, keep on teaching, keep your faith and trust strong, Yahweh Shema Shah. Stay humble, and for you few sisters out there taking heed, keep your faith and trust strong, Yahweh Shema Shah. Stay humble, stay in order with your man. If you ain't got no man, stay in order, Yahweh Shema Shah. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Shalom.